pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, on roll call, Mr. Ayer.
Here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Here.
Out of breath, but here.
I'm here.
Dr. Lewis.
Here.
Mr. Van Stone.
Here.
Mr. York.
Here.
All right. All right, any question regarding the minutes?
No.
All right. If not, need a motion and a second to accept the minutes.
So moved. So seconded.
All right. Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, any question regarding the budget tax hearing minutes? If not, a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. All right, we have one letter in communications here from Bryce Lewis. He is going to speak in a minute. Later.
No.
Well, yes, actually now permission to address council. Mr. Lewis?
Thank you. Good evening, all. My name is Bryce Lewis. Let's get started. So today is June 24th, 2024. Mariemont City Council and all municipal parties present this evening. Mayor, thank you for your contributions that you have made to this beautiful community. My name is Bryce Lewis, and I work for Herman Mitchell Consultancy Group. What's more than this is I am from Mariemont, and I've had the pleasure and luxury of growing up in this safe environment. One day, my kids will enjoy the same pleasure, and I'm very grateful for this. After the COVID-19 pandemic, small businesses and communities have lost touch with each other, and we can stimulate this recovery in the Mariemont community. It's been my dream over the past month to organize as many small businesses and local government entities as possible to form the Mariemont Small Business and Community Event. It's my dream as Mio's Pizzeria teaching families how to make dough, Graders teaching families how to craft homemade ice cream, Smitty's Cyclery showing children how to reinstall broken chains on their bikes, and so many businesses are interested and excited for your support for this event. Now I ask you, Mariemont City Council, Mayor, are there any barriers that we can't overcome to achieve this dream for our community and our small businesses? Best regards, Bryce Lewis.
All right, thank you, sir. I did put you in contact with our head of the local Chamber of Commerce. Did she contact you?
I've not received any contact yet, no.
Okay, well, I'll follow back.
She's out of town.
Oh, well, but I think this was actually last week.
Um,
I'll follow up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is there
thank you.
any support we typically give events? This is just me not knowing.
Well, we don't know entirely what he does or what it's about. and
Yeah.
I think we could explore it, let Kim explore it to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your consulting firm do?
Business growth and development.
Yeah.
So
okay.
we do business partnerships mainly, and then, yeah, if a business is looking to grow or expand, we'll help them develop that plan and learn why they started business in the first place, learn what their end goals look like. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
I'll follow up with an email to you, so
perfect.
we can deal directly.
my card.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
All right. I'm Mandy Beecroft from the Mariemont Branch Library. Thank you for letting me talk again today. So some fun events that we have coming up. We do on Saturday have a Rise and Shine telescope viewing that will be for all ages. So we have one of our staff members also works at the Cincinnati Observatory. So apparently the moon, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars will all be viewable in the sky at the same time. So if you feel like waking up at 5:30 a.m., please feel free to stop by the library.
On Saturday?
And that's this Saturday. Yep, you got it. And then coming up for adults as well, we have a Regency dancing event that will be hosting by the Flying Cloud Academy. They're based in Hartwell. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but they do historic dances. So they'll be coming to the branch. This will be an after-hours program, and they'll be teaching This is for adults specifically, costume encouraged. They'll be teaching how to do different Regency dances, Regency era dances.
Really?
It's I'm pretty excited for that.
Been inspired.
Regency inspired, yeah. So this all kind of came because we've been having a lot of Bridgerton novel requests lately. So this is kind of to get into character for that if you're into it.
What's the date?
So that is on Friday, July 26th. So it's going to be at 7 o'clock after the library closes. So it'll just be open for the dancing.
I think all of council should go.
Absolutely, please do.
How's going to do the music?
So they have their own Regency era recordings that they'll be bringing
So
along.
no live music.
Unfortunately, no. If you go to the Flying Cloud Academy, they do have live
They do
music,
have-
but for this event, we don't quite have the space for all of the ballroom.
I've been dying to know what
This
exactly a
is like-
country dance is.
Yeah, yeah.
Handle the
exactly.
waltz. But
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And then for kids coming up, we have an Ethics and Dragons program. So it's teaching kids Dungeons and Dragons, but incorporating ethics into it. So kind of teaching them, how to behave like a good human being while playing Dungeons and Dragons, basically. And then a Water Olympics program as well for all ages. So all sorts of things out on the lawn that we'll be doing. And that is going to be on Tuesday, July 23rd from 4 to 5. So like water balloon toss
Love
and
it.
things like that. Yeah. And that's it. Any questions?
You should be holding that at the pool.
We should. That's true. Yeah. We'll have a big hose out front. That's what we've got right now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Great.
All right. We're in the middle of permission to address council. Mrs. Munger, I saw you came in late. Would you like to speak?
No, I'm just here to listen.
Here to listen. All right, all right. Anyone else then? Okay. Thank you all. All right, any question regarding the bills? A standard bill list this time, basically.
Is it, do you know, Kelly, do you know the police cruiser, is that the final cost? Is that the final part, or is there any more coming since Rick's not here? It's $3,800 for the graphics? I'm just thinking for the capital thing, it'd be nice to know if that's done yet, or if there's still more to happen this year.
Well, there
That's,
was 2 cars to be done,
And the
and
2 cars been bought.
yeah, but the wrap was for 2 cars.
the graphics are 2 cars too.
Okay.
The
So this
graphics
should be
and
it.
the
So
lights.
this should be it.
Now, I know there's been talk about
I don't know if this is
possibly
the
doing a
fir-
black-
This is the first one, I think. There's one more to come, I think.
No, they,
There's supposed to be like $1,700 to $1,800 each.
okay.
Sounds right.
Well, Rick's working on the sheet as well for the 5-year capital forecast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there had been some comments about wrapping the white cars with a black door,
Okay.
which wasn't something we discussed, but I don't know where we are with that, if that's just wishes or plan for next year. Do you know, Bill? Do you-
The what?
Wrapping the white cars, because we've got the 2 black cars and they've got the white wrapping on the door.
Right. We're not wrapping the entire car.
Correct. No, we're done with that.
Yeah.
But Rick had made a comment about wrapping the white cruisers
Oh,
with a black
with
door.
the black door. Yeah, I think that's yet to come.
I'm hoping it's just a
I don't know what.
Passing fancy.
passing
Try to
fancy.
get 'em all to match. More or less.
I don't know. I like the black and white. I think it's Adam 12-ish.
All right,
For
any other
those of you.
questions regarding the bills? We all good? If not, do we, a motion to pay the bills?
So move, second?
Second. Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
And Mr. York?
Aye.
All right. Let's pay the bills. All right, it looks like we have a couple of committee reports tonight, starting with Mr. York's. Randy, do you want to read that, or?
And I
Oh.
guess
Oh,
it's,
Did you get the copy?
we fit it on one page, but it's,
lengthy.
10 font.
It's Bartlett-y.
Health and Recreation Committee met on Tuesday, June 18th in council chambers. Present at the meeting were Health and Recreation Committee members Randy York, Susan Brown Knight, and Matthew Ayer. Also in attendance were Mayor Bill Brown, Council Member BBS, residents Maggie Kenner and David Middleton. The meeting commenced at 5:30 p.m. The purpose of the committee meeting was the final review of the Dogwood Park Centennial Rehabilitation Plans. Committee Chair Randy York reviewed the evolution of the plans for the Centennial Rehabilitation of Dogwood Park. The plans first appeared in the Mariemont Town Crier in May of 2022, and the evolving plans for Dogwood Park have appeared on the Mariemont Town Crier 10 times. The plans have also been posted on a pop-up menu on the village website since the spring of 2022. A resident survey was conducted in November 2022, with 65% of respondents were most excited about the rehabilitation of Dogwood Park. 2 public meetings were scheduled in the fall of 2023, with an additional survey. Plans were adapted based upon resident feedback from these meetings and the survey. Concept boards with the Dogwood Park plan were also displayed at the Taste of Mariemont and Kiwanis Arts Fair. The Centennial Committee engaged key stakeholders in the development of the plans for Dogwood Park, including adjacent property owners, the Mariemont Recreation Association, the Mariemont Preschool Parents Group, the Mariemont Preservation Foundation, Mary Elders, the Village of Mariemont, the Garden Club of Mariemont, the Mariemont Area Chamber of Commerce, and the Mariemont Tree Board. The Dogwood Park project has received 18 letters of support from federal and state representatives, Hamilton County officials, and Mariemont organizations. The committee reviewed the Dogwood Park plan and unanimously approved the plan contingent on the following updates. First, significantly more dogwood trees would be added. The proposed aluminum fence around the bell tower would be eliminated, and the width of the loop trail sidewalks, except for the sidewalk along that fronts Pleasant Street, would be increased from 5 foot to 6 foot. The committee further recommends that the rehabilitation of the Clarence Erickson Shelter be added to the permanent improvement budget for 2025, and that Mariemont Preschool parent representatives evaluate each of the new play apparatus in person to confirm the choices prior to purchase, and that surface lighting for the bell tower walkway be evaluated for potential inclusion in the plan. The committee determined that there are adequate resources on hand to initiate the project in October, and acknowledged that the project may need to be phased depending on the results of the bids and the results and conditions with the outstanding funding requests. The current balance committed to the project is $1,176,775, with the anticipated total cost of $1.4 million. The committee also unanimously agreed to direct village engineer Chris Erdl to put together a bid package for Dogwood Park that can be published and announced according to appropriate timelines and procedures. Finally, the committee acknowledges that the park rehabilitation will likely result in the suspension of recreational activities at Dogwood Park for the spring, summer, and fall seasons of 2025. The Mariemont Recreation Association will need to find alternative locations for recreational activities for these seasons. The meeting was adjourned at 6:45 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Randy York, Susan Brown Knight, and Matthew Ayer.
All right, you've heard the report. Just for one point of clarification on my part, when Randy talks about the Dogwood Park plans, we're talking about the Kleinger's plans. Yeah, well, and you didn't mention that in here, and I just want to make sure everybody, that's what we're talking about. The plans that were prepared by Kleinger's. Those were reviewed, and that's what we're working on. Any other questions?
I have a question. Typically, in the past, MPPG has paid for equipment updates in the tot lot. Are we undertaking those? Or?
They have donated $16,000 towards this project.
Okay.
And they were at the meeting too, so,
They've been involved from
yeah,
the
they were weighing.
very
in.
beginning.
And what is the estimated cost for replacing that equipment? Just
Well,
ballpark.
The new there's 6 new play structures, all in. The rehabilitation of the playground itself is around $300,000. That includes a port-in-place surface. We've upgraded to handicap accessible equipment.
Some fencing is being
New fencing.
reoriented and moved, and the gates are being moved.
New mulch.
New mulch, a new 6x6 or 8x8 perimeter along some of it there. A lot of things going on within the tot lot. Bob?
I have a process question, Randy, about the bid. And this is based on the experience we had with the statuary bid. We went on and came back, it was too high. How, are you and Chris gonna work to phase it so it matches all the funding windows you have? Because I just see how you'll do that. I see a difficulty. It's not difficult, it's a lot of time is spent on planning, but how the phases on the bid.
Yeah, cash flow will be a challenge, no doubt. So when we've met, and I will tell you what the committee distilled down to was myself, the mayor, Chris, and Rod Holloway. So that, we started with this big group and condensed down to that. And I will tell you, Chris and Rod were just terrific in going through all this. So when we met with Kleinger's, we did instruct them to phase this. We did instruct them that we may not be able to afford this because we don't have any ideas what these bids are gonna come back as. And we don't know what outstanding money we're gonna get and the conditions and timing of that money. So right now, we're at let's say 1.1 million. How far can that get us right now?
But you don't have that 1.1 in the bank right now.
Yes, we do. There's a private funder that is scheduled to pay us a sum in
Kelly,
July.
according to your numbers, do you have record of that 1.1 million?
It's just a distinction. So you're saying cash in the bank, are you saying versus committed?
Well, versus in Mariemont funds, because it's not, we
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
fund, right? We have a
Yeah, we
Dogwood
don't
Park
have it
fund.
we don't have it in the village.
Well, and what I'm
Bank
worried
account.
about is Chris comes back, selects a contractor based on the bid, and it is what it is. But then we get into a morass because some of the money is grants that you have to do this, that, and the other for. And I understand all that, but I just want to make sure we have the mechanics down and we don't have a bid to plan another bid.
Well, so.
Well, that's when some of the
120,000
phasing would
in
come
the
in though,
Dogwood,
right, Randy?
roughly.
Well, we,
But we just paid Kleinger's, so.
yeah,
it's
so
down
we're
to
just
100.
we're just around 90.
Okay. So there is 400-ish, and I will tell you, my conversations with MPF as far as money that they're holding that is dedicated to, I think we're $17,000 apart on what my numbers are and their numbers, so. Not inconsequential, but certainly not a deal breaker. And there is the $500,000 Land and Water Conservation Fund that is a payback, it's a reimbursement. So that's included in the 1.1. So let's say we have 5+ now, and then we've got the matching from Land and
Now,
Water.
so we're gonna need Kelly then to essentially do an advance on the land and water grant in order to accept the bid. And that's the details. I just wanna make sure we have all the ducks in a row so that we can do this right.
Yeah, and you're right, Bob, we will need to do that, and we've done that before. Before, Richard did that, where he's done advances in 2022, we had advances, and then you pay it back at the end of the year from the general fund.
As long as it gets paid back in the same year, it's
Yeah,
not an
yeah.
issue.
So we will have to manage that, but we've done that in the past as well.
I understand, but I need to get everybody's head shaking up and down and not saying, well, for example, if the land and water grant has to be all reimbursed in '25, right?
Well, so the funds will likely open in October. We will probably spend very little in 2024, with the bulk of spending being in 2025.
I'm just concerned that we don't have that detail worked out yet.
Well, I think that's part of what this happens though, Bob, right? Because we go get the bid, and once you have the bid back, then you can actually react to it. Right now, it's hard for us to react because we don't have a number to react to.
I understand.
So-
I guess do you think this can all work out, Chris?
Yes. Don't laugh.
It will be difficult, but yeah, we can work this out. Right now, I think that the cost estimate from Kleinger's is around 1.1 million. So far, so good. We'll see the final estimate here. They've got 90% plans, so we'll get 100% plans in a month, and then we'll have another crack at it, and then we got the bid.
And you'll be able to work with the contractor to just do so much somehow.
Yeah,
progress invoice.
if we're,
Well, that's
oh,
what the
yeah, yeah,
phasing would
Yeah,
come
that
into
was-
it.
monthly.
You know, we've got, lighting on the path. Is that phase one? Is that phase three?
Yeah.
Do we do all the play equipment at once? Is that phase one or is that phase three? To me, it's, if you walk away with a master plan and your master vision, that's one thing. And I think that all the folks involved have done a really good job distilling that down to a really good plan.
Yeah.
We know that the sort of money needs to be spent in the first quarter of 2025. We need to contract that out before the end of the year. As far as limitations on funding for the other ones, there are no other limitations as far as timing of when this money has to be spent. The $500,000 from Land and Water Conservation will not open up until October, but that time is perfect, because if you think about going into the first quarter of 2025, that's when things are gonna happen. So if we have let's say conservatively, we have a $400,000 head start. So 90 days to pay back from Land and Water Conservation for reimbursement. We may be able to do this without advancing money. It's unlikely,
That would be nice.
but given the fact that this is gonna start in the first quarter, getting it all done in the calendar year should not be a challenge.
By the way, I thought your plan was great. I'm just worried about all the mechanics and the details.
Sure.
That's fair.
And again, to be able to do that, which I agree you need to do, you gotta have this data. You have to have the bid, so you can be
understand.
able to
I'm
do that
not-
kind of work, so.
I just wondered that we're gonna have the bid designed to be phased, not come back and have to do it a second time.
Right, and it sounds like that's
And
what
we've
you've asked for
spent
here.
considerable effort on that.
Okay.
Bob,
Good
I'll
question.
tell you what, I'm very comfortable that we have Rod and Chris and Randy and Bill working together on this to develop once we have the bid, the construction schedule matched up to a cash flow diagram. And I'd volunteer to help with that if they wanted
Okay.
to.
I'm-
So I think it's gonna work
I
out
just wanted to
great.
ask the questions.
Yep, I think it's gonna work out
Well, I
very
think
well.
we're all cognizant of the concern after Dale Park. So I think, to your point, I think we're all very well aware of the situation and how we need to approach it.
And there's a little bit of a difference, I don't want to belabor this, but a little bit of a difference. The Dale Park is a bit more interesting because there are some aspects of that there just, nobody really had any clue what some of that specialized structure would cost. Whereas this is more, this is all standard
Everyday
stuff.
stuff.
This is all everyday stuff.
I got it.
Yep.
I just wanted to
think-
make sure we had all our ducks in a row.
Okay. All right, so, any further discussion on the report? All right, you've heard the report. Motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Did we get a proper second around? All right, Mr. Ayer.
aye.
Aye. Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mr. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, before we move on, Randy, our good friend, Kim Beach, has been after me for well over a year about a proper pickleball court. And I know you've had a conversation
Oh,
with her
yeah.
as well.
I would imagine you have.
And she just texted me or emailed me right before this meeting and sent me a picture of the entire group, and, they're all enthusiastic about this. I really think that probably I'm gonna put this into your committee, and I think you should hold a meeting and meet with these people to see the logistics, if something like this is even possible, if something can be done on the existing courts. There does seem to be a growing interest in this and a growing need for it. And if it's feasible that we can do something, that's all I'm asking. Just-
Are they playing pickleball now on the
Oh,
court?
yeah.
I thought they were courts drawn.
They're drawn, but they're not really dedicated pickleball.
Well, and technically, the net is higher than a typical pickleball is and stuff like
So,
that.
Mayor, you and I were at that breakfast meeting when I talked to Mr. Eastep and Lance about. So there's two lower courts.
Right.
And you could cut off one of those courts and make 4 pickleball courts down there. So that's an option. And Stan Baylor, he's on the board of the Mariemont, it's now called the Racket Club.
Right.
He's on it, so
Okay.
we'll get together.
Well, if we can,
Damn,
I get one more
pickleball.
email from her about this.
I mean, I'll tell you, but putting in a pickleball court is very expensive
Yeah.
from scratch.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Well, but maybe there's a way to modify what we have or something, so
Sure.
let's just explore that, that's all.
So that's going into Health and Rec?
Yes.
So it's really, does the Mariemont High School need all those courts? for
Works,
all
yeah,
the
exactly,
branches?
right, all the time.
And if they do, is there a removable option that we can come up with? Because I think, Mayor, our best option is if we try to build a new court, it's gonna be a 3-year project, I would think.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be really tough to get funding for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
so
maybe the high
I think
school would build it up there.
Well, maybe the pickleballers can raise some money,
I don't know.
Yeah,
you know?
Hey, look, all I'm asking is that we
All right.
look into it, that's all.
We'll look
It's
into
in
it.
the committee.
Yeah, it's in committee. All right, Mr. Bartlett, it looks like you're up with the next report.
Yep. Finance Committee met on Tuesday, June 11th, 2024, at 3:30 PM to discuss the village website. Present at the meeting were Finance Committee members Rob Bartlett and Bob Van Stone, Mayor Bill Brown, Fiscal Officer Kelly Rankin, Administrative Assistant Allison Urig, and Councilmember Matt Ayer participating as a resident. Our current website contract is set to expire on April 1st, 2025. We are currently paying Munition $4,400 a year for both the base website and the recreational website. However, the performance and support of the website has not been good, and the ability to handle the purchase of memberships and transfer the money to our bank account has been challenging. As such, the committee, with Allison's leadership, explored other options for website providers. There's a strong preference to have a local provider so that support can be more timely and in-person when possible. Allison explored 2 options: Legend Webworks, who is local and runs the website for Deerfield Township, and Mike Manford, who provides our current IT support. Legend Webworks estimates the one-time cost to create a website that has the same functionality as our current website at $12,000. This also covers training and content migration. The project would take 6 to 7 months. The ongoing cost would be $160 a month or $1,920 per year. There would be an additional fee of $10 to $45 per month to send email blasts through a third-party site. Mike Manford has provided us a quote of $5,000 to $6,000 in one-time cost to get a website with the same functionality as our current website up and running. This includes training and content migration. The ongoing cost would be $20 a month for web hosting and on GoDaddy, and $10 to $20 per month to send email blasts through a third-party vendor. Mike also provided the committee with other websites he has created and is supporting. Also, the website would be ours, so if something should happen to Mike, we could still continue to run the website. For additional perspective, the last time we looked at this in 2022, Eli Wendler contacted Civic Plus, another website provider who was part of our original RFP but is not local, and their cost for the recreation website alone was $7,800 one time and $4,275 per year ongoing. The Finance Committee recommends that the village sign an agreement with Mike Manford to create our new website. The target timing would be October, November of 2024, as Mike will also be installing a new payment process, and he would like to do this when there are no memberships being purchased or facilities being rented. If council is in agreement, the next step would be for our village solicitor to draw up the appropriate documents. Respectfully submitted, Rob Bartlett and Bob Van Stone.
All right, thank you, Rob. Any questions? Satisfactorily?
Like, I responded back to Allison, I had one suggestion. I copied you on her response.
Okay,
And she said it sounded good.
okay. So that change will be made in all.
It's just one sentence. I wanted to add one sentence about the functionality.
Any other questions? I mean, this is.
Good work. Thank you,
fairly
Allison.
straightforward
Thank you,
work.
guys.
Yeah, Allison did a great job.
yeah, she really did. Kudos to Allison. She's watching.
All right, you've heard the report, that a motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. Yule?
Aye.
All right.
Can that come off the?
I think so, yeah. All right, Mr. Ayer, looks like you have a report.
All right, the Safety Committee met on Wednesday, June 12th, 2024, at 4:30 PM. Present for Safety Committee members Matthew Ayer, Rob Bartlett, and Randy York, along with Mayor Bill Brown, Village Engineer Chris Ertl, Zoning Officer Rod Holloway, and Citizen Doug Zempf. Engineer Ertl presented a summary of the bids received for the Mariemont Connector Phase 1, that is from Miami Road to the point behind the library where the path will join the Columbia Connector. Ertl advised that the low bidder, J.K. Muir Corporation, has performed well on several Mariemont projects over the past 10 years. The total construction cost of $231,062 plus Choice 1 design fees is fully funded up to 229, coming from 229 up to $229,743 from the ODNR Clean Ohio Trails Fund grant, and $75,000 committed from private donations that have come via Tri-State Trails. So the project's fully funded. The Safety Committee unanimously recommends to council that the village contract with J.K. Muir Corporation for constructing this path segment scheduled for third quarter of 2024. The committee recommended that engineer Ertl investigate adding conduit sleeves at intervals perpendicular or transverse to the path for potential future utilities such as surface-mounted lighting. Ertl would prepare the necessary legislation for the June 24th, 2024 council meeting. The committee recommends tracking this project in a separate UAN sub-account. Okay, new topic. AIR reported updated fundraising information from the Pool Commission. Pledges are near 90%. That was then. Now the pledges are more like 95% of the $150,000 private fundraising goal for this $225,000 project. The village-wide publicly advertised phase of the capital campaign is just commencing. The Pool Commission expects to reach the pledge goal by the end of June and is beginning to convert the pledges into donations to the Mariemont Legacy Foundation. The committee reviewed draft bid specifications for a turnkey project to replace our 60-year-old wading pool. The next step in the project is for the village to solicit bids and select a preferred contractor. The committee unanimously recommends that engineer Ertl finalize the bid specifications and solicit bids for the project. Ertl agreed to prepare a resolution for the June 24th, 2024 council meeting. The committee recommends tracking this project in a separate sub-account. Meeting adjourned at 5:12 p.m., submitted by myself, Rob Bartlett, and Randy York.
All right, Matt, good work. Any questions on this? We've got the resolution later in the thing that passed to go out to bid. Pathway. Everybody, I mean, we all understand what we're doing?
Oh, yeah.
We're good?
This one's easier cash flow, the ODNR grant. Chris is ready to submit his first invoice to ODNR for all the design fees, $51,500, so we'll get 75% of that. That'll put 38 in the bank. We'll request $75K from Tri-State Trails. They're expecting to give us that in third quarter. So Kelly will have this money sitting there so that when J.K. Muir sends us our first bill, we'll actually should have the money to send it. Then he'll send the next invoice to ODNR, get the money in, and we got the money flowing. And the pool project is even easier that way because we're ready to, we'll have the $150,000 from the private fundraising effort, which is guaranteed 100% to be there because, I mean, we're at 141 as of this morning.
That's
and that's
incredible.
before everybody's even kind of processed the letters they got in the mail and things. So, so once we select a contractor, might be a formality, might not, because we send this out for bid, we kind of have a feeling that it'll probably be the person who we've worked with in the past, but it's a competitive bid. We'll select the lowest and best bidder. That work should commence in 2024 with the demolition and the permitting work, but we will have the money in hand from the private donations so that it'll just goes in, goes out. And should be all set for 2025.
So that the construction of the replacement pool then will commence early in 2025?
Yes.
Site clearance occurs this
Yeah,
year.
well, site clearance will start.
No, I know the
yes.
site work. I know that'll be at the.
Well, I don't know how far they'll get, and I mean, we haven't formally selected the contractor yet. That's why it's so important to get this through. But we'll be working out all those details and go over them in the next couple of meetings.
Who's really been leading the fundraising?
We have a fundraising subcommittee on the Pool Commission of myself, Terry Donovan, Becca Hlad, Mandy Rohall, and Alicia Stock.
Well,
Yeah, and they've done a fantastic job.
clear
with this.
they've
They're
done it.
really to be commended for the work that they put in.
So Matt, do you know how much we actually have? I mean, I've seen a few checks come in, so I don't know.
You know, I'm looking at that tracking sheet. It's probably in like 20 or 30, but we're just now going out and converting those pledges into
Both are
into real
cash.
money, yeah.
The
And I don't-
Legacy Foundation has $27,600.
Okay, there you go.
Dedicated to the wading
That-
pool.
Earmarked
that is-
for the pool.
That is
Yeah.
for the pool.
And so Kelly, but you're gonna set up these, once we approve this, we'll have the separate.
4905 is already done for the Mariemont connector, so I'll set one up for the pool. So 4905 for those of you taking notes.
Incredible work.
All right, anything else? All right, you've heard the report, a motion and a second to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right, while we're on it with Matt, I know there's been a little discussion, I think it was in the last committee meeting, about parking on Pleasant on the west side of Pleasant, that's the ball field side. And this would be something that I think we should look at on game days and other weekends where we have big activities there. We don't know exactly how we would run this yet or do this yet, but the parking situation over there is a nightmare on those days. And I think, Matt, I should put this into your committee and you should look at this.
I'd be fine with that. It'd be, there's several different ideas out there, and I think it'd be good to hash them through in a committee
Yeah. And I think
meeting and resident input and the
Yeah,
whole
the residents who
shebang.
who clearly live along.
Yep.
That they get a chance to,
So Bill, so you're talking about moving it from parking on the east side of Pleasant to the west side? Okay,
yes.
so not
Now, this would
obviously.
just be, I'm assuming this would just be during game days and other days.
There
Oh,
are some
yeah,
other- there's some other options. I wouldn't get into the weeds yet. There's
No,
other
oh my
options.
God.
Well,
That's like that green arrow they used to have in Columbia Parkway.
God.
Remember, you're like, oh man, I don't have it.
well, and
Just
it-
like that.
Just
we need
like
to-
that.
We need to look at it. The parking there is a big issue.
A big dangerous issue.
Yeah, it's a big dangerous
kids.
issue. All right, did we voted that report?
I don't think we voted.
Did we vote that report?
Yes, we did.
No, we did.
All right, last report, Mr. Van Stone?
Well, before we get started there, I'd like to get 4 items removed off the list.
Yay.
Okay.
The
Okay.
2024 Transit Infrastructure Fund application grant,
Okay.
the street rehabilitation, the energy aggregation,
Okay.
and the 2025 sort of grant opportunities.
Gotcha.
Can
Okay.
I add one? The fire hydrants. I
It's still
underbelieve they're being painted this week.
But I was informed by a committee member
Yeah.
that we had to manage this. I
Oh.
voted to take it off, but he said, until it's completed,
If it's not done, it's not.
Well,
on.
wait till the- wait till the
We've
paint
had some
dries.
start and stops in this area in the past. I think it's better to make sure it's complete.
Whatever.
So wait, Bob, is street rehabilitation, what about the Patriots Park, though? Is that,
that's still.
so we should leave that, we should leave something on there for that, right?
Let's leave that off. We'll add that as a separate item.
Okay, so
I'm
again,
just trying to eliminate, because you look at this list and
Looks like you're not doing anything.
Yeah, really, what the hell, Bob?
there is an element of truth in that. but that's-
so, but you put Patriots Park as its own separate element on here then?
We're waiting on a bid for that.
Right. So, but that's a separate item
Yeah.
now,
Yes.
it's in your committee.
Maybe a separate.
Okay, and you said take off street rehab, energy aggregation, I'm sorry, I missed the other ones? The
The
infrastructure
Sort of
grant?
the sort of grant opportunities, because we decided what we were applying for.
Yep.
We may add things back, be added back, once we get word from Chris.
What was the, so you said there was 4, I'm counting 3 so far.
2024 transit infrastructure,
Yep,
street rehabilitation,
And-
energy aggregation, and the 2025 sort of grants.
okay. Is that, okay, so that's different than the 2024? That's the one we just did a few months ago or whatever?
Yep,
Okay. But it, are you, you're still gonna need to assess it once we get, if we get responses, positive responses back?
we're gonna add things back in when they become things, but I
Okay.
just didn't want these hanging forever, not
Okay.
clear what they really were.
Okay.
Okay, I have a report on the Dale Park sidewalk contract with Choice One. The Public Works and Service Committee met on June 13th, 2024 at 4:31 PM. In attendance were the committee chairperson, Bob Van Stone, committee member Randy York, village engineer Chris Erdl,
No, this might be-
Mayor Brown, and Councilmember Dr. Marcy Lewis in the role of a private citizen. Village engineer Earl discussed proposal by Choice One to perform a topological survey and to prepare 50% of the necessary engineering drawings for construction of a 400-foot-long sidewalk from Wooster Pike to Chestnut Street through Dale Park. The proposal was discussed, but the committee could not reach a conclusion. The item was tabled until there could be a meeting with all 3 members of the committee. The meeting was adjourned at 5:05 PM. Respectfully submitted, Bob Van Stone and Randy York.
Okay. Discussion when you hold the next meeting. Any questions? All right, moving on to miscellaneous. Oh, excuse me. Village offices will be closed July the 4th. That's Thursday, July the 4th, in observance of Independence Day. Village fireworks will be held the same day, Thursday, July the 4th at dusk. I got a couple of remarks too I want to make about the fireworks. This year, we are doing very well on resident donations and an extremely generous donation from MPF. The cost of the fireworks this year are $6,500, and to date, we've collected $43.77 in donations toward the fireworks. And I want to thank the residents who have done that. I particularly want to thank MPF for their incredibly generous donation. And I should add, we are still open for taking donations. It's not the 4th yet. We haven't shot them off yet. Fireworks are expensive, and we like to keep the show as big as we possibly can, but like everything else, the cost of that is going up. All right, that's on the fireworks. I talked to Mr. Spinnenweber today about the planting in the triangle, the Madisonville triangle immediately adjacent to the Mariemont Inn. That is due to possibly get started later in the week or the first part of next week. I'm kind of excited about that. Because of the excessive heat, we may only be putting in just the flowers for now, and we're going to expand the sprinkler system in that triangle just a little so that we can keep this stuff watered, you know, because of the heat and so on and so forth. But that'll be kind of nice to finally have something in that triangle over there. The electric work in the medians, I talked to the electrician yesterday, and he's going to start with the metering work where the electricity is going to come out of the ground into the meter boxes and stuff like that. So that should be getting started hopefully later in the week as well. Randy?
Awesome.
Yes.
We got big ideas out there, big ideas.
ideas.
Just in time for Christmas.
Just
Here we go.
Hey,
2025.
these take time, folks. All right, I want to take another minute here. I met with the good folks at the tree board on, it says June the 21st, I think it was the 22nd, but nevertheless. It was Margaret Jevick, Kristen Vanskoy, Barb Whitaker, and Mary Beth York. And we went through the village proposed street tree master plan, that this is something that they've been working on, you know, for a long time. They finally have pulled together a lot of the details of this. There's a lot of information in here, a lot of things that they would like to see happen and do, and they've got a budget request and other things like that. I really think that this is something, they had a couple of things that they wanted me to okay, but I really think this is something that should go through a committee, should be looked at and talked about, and a recommendation regarding, you know, what they would like to accomplish, which is all good. We should do it that way. And I really think, we kind of went back and forth about this, but I really think this is something that should be in public works. These are street trees, these are not park trees. And so, Bob,
Thank you.
you're up with this.
Your numbers are going back up again, Bob.
Yeah.
We're gonna write that down.
Hey, 4 off, 1 on. That's not bad.
Well, Patriots Park is back on too.
Now,
Okay, 4 off, 2 on. But while you're
And
ahead.
the intersection was added last week.
All right, stop.
but again, I
2 weeks
can't
ago.
commend these people enough for the work and dedication that they put into this. You know, we are a tree city, we're a village, you know, that's got a wonderful tree canopy in order to maintain this kind of stuff. There's a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of time that has to go into maintaining our trees. And I will say this, folks, trees cost money. And
Yes, they do.
My personal opinion here is, we're not currently spending enough money on trees.
To have essentially succession, right?
Yeah, but they've got recommendations that they're making in here, and like I said, that'll be studied, and Bob can write it up and bring it forward.
Well,
Bill, I had a question.
Sure.
I saw that there was a request made, and I can't remember who it came through, for the 5-year plan.
Yeah.
I did it.
Okay, does that incorporate that plan?
Well, in part, yes.
Okay.
So those are the numbers, Randy's got those numbers, I'm gonna use those in when we get
I
together. for the
understand,
finance committee.
I mean, I saw them in the email traffic, I just,
Yeah, so what that tells us is our timetable on this is if we're gonna meet on July 1st, we need to have this.
Oh, I
If we're gonna
understand.
do it,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
need to have
yeah.
this.
but I just wanted to make sure it was consistent with that
Yep,
document.
yep.
May I? That email that everyone got that, right? Everyone on council got that email from the tree board?
The one that
Yes.
Randy forwarded?
No, the one
I
that
think we all got it. I
Kristen sent
responded.
out. Kristen sent it out, but,
Yeah, it went to all the council members.
okay, I just wanted to make sure. Thanks, Marcy.
Hey, Bill, since we're talking about committee stuff, I was wondering, we talked about this last time, that the Miami Road, Hiawatha, Remble, because it touches multiple committees, you know, it has Public Works, but it also safety, because safety was the one who actually worked with the engineers for the study. I wonder if that should be committee of the whole, because it's multiple committees that really are touching that and working together, need to be working together. Because, you know, we have all the knowledge base that was done with the safety committee, working with the engineers on the safety of that intersection. So I'm wondering if we should move that up to the committee of the whole. And we've also, you know, Bob's made good progress here on his, but we've also just put 2 more things back on it.
Yeah.
Well,
You're talking about Miami Road, Hiawatha, Remble intersection study?
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
clear.
I just view the intersection, well, my preference would be is just leave it where it is, but to have the council members come to the committee member and make their points.
Well, but see, then you're starting to get into deliberation, and when you start to have more than 3 members of council at a
Yeah.
committee meeting deliberating, then you're violating sunshine law.
Making recommendations, right?
Yeah, you can't go down that path.
Can I ask one
They can be there and.
clarifying
and-
question?
And offer their comments. or,
But ask
you know.
questions and stuff like
Right.
that. You're
But,
supposed to
but,
provide your
Right.
opinion about this,
yeah,
I think we
I
should do.
beat it to the punch and move.
In my
it.
mind, this is, at least for me, and that intersection conversation is all about safety. That is how, that is the frame by which I think about that intersection. So what were the thoughts of putting it in public works versus safety?
Straight.
Well, I mean,
Is it street?
the work that would take place there would be Public Works. Of course, that would sort of be
Right.
after you have gone through the recommendations of choice 1 and who's doing all the design specifications and so on. Looking at the design elements from a safety perspective.
But again, it's involving safety.
It
so
involves,
I
it's
think it
not
would be better to
cross-
have it at that
that
level.
May I make an unsolicited opinion?
Why not? They're throwing them, they're coming from all sides.
I can certainly see why committee of the whole would be a good way to go, because it does touch a lot of different committees, so that's my 2 cents.
All right.
I don't have a problem with that. I think
You
it's a
don't
big
have a
project.
problem.
I think
It
it's a
is
good
a big
suggestion.
project.
Randy, you okay?
I agree.
Matt?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. Well, you're the one that's gonna be holding the meeting,
So-
there, bud.
I just, I've got to herd the
So-
cats into a meeting. It's the,
Make it on a Monday at around 5:30, we're all good.
Are there, I guess, the only thing I want to just make sure of is, well, I guess it just will be posted on the agenda. I feel like a lot of parents and everybody else, the lens by which that conversation happens is safety, safety, safety for the cross. And I just want to make sure that that's, I guess people can just come to this full committee versus looking at the safety committee and, okay. I guess those voices still can be heard.
I mean, essentially, you're talking about the need for some type of public hearing or meeting, so the public, I mean, obviously.
at least one,
At least one.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would
this is
definitely-
probably
big.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talked
Okay.
about that.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Right.
that's all.
Well, couldn't the committee of the whole be a public meeting? I mean,
Oh,
if they are
yeah.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But advertise them
Yeah.
to get the public input, so we
Maybe.
don't have a meeting to plan a meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
Bless you, Bob.
and think about how many people might show up and give some thought as to where to have it, if this would
Yeah,
be
if it's gonna
sufficient.
get- Right. All right, any other comments on that? Are we all good? All right, on to the resolutions.
Bill, I have something to add to miscellaneous.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're so right. Yes, please. I'm sorry.
I am beyond excited to announce that we have a new tenant in the industrial park.
Excellent.
Is
So
it
I-
official? It's official?
It is official, the lease has been signed, and I'm going to read this email from David Pease. It says, "Good morning, I am extremely excited to share the news that Pease Doors officially has a new home at 5801 Mariemont Avenue. We greatly appreciate the guidance and effort from the village and Envision, and as an aside, we were able to have a grant for $100,000 to help them improve the property. The grant and other support was a huge factor in bringing us across the finish line. We are going to begin moving our warehouse starting next week and anticipate the warehouse being fully moved by the end of July. The downtown office will take a bit longer, with the landlord working to first clean up the office side by November 1st. Please let me know if you have any questions. Again, thank you, Best David." So
Fantastic.
that is a win for, and while you guys are all spending all this money, I'm actually going to bring a little in.
That's all, oh, that's
Marcy,
fantastic.
congratulations.
Maybe get some momentum going down
I couldn't
there.
have done it without Envision's work. They wrote that grant for us. so.
Maybe they can bring some elves in.
We also, Marcy and I, and hopefully I can get Rod to come along with me. We're gonna go down and have a little bit of a tour tomorrow to sort of see what it is they're gonna do and what they wanna do, and in part, answer some of your questions about what they're gonna spend their grant money on.
Well, and where are we on the other CRA council members?
Well, again, that's gonna be a discussion that we're gonna have tomorrow, because that's gonna be
Okay.
integral
It's a big
into-
process. You
into
have
the
to set up a
timing
whole
of what they
separate
want.
committee.
Oh, yeah. No, why, it's from, Joni did that research for us, and she sent an email that just need one more person for
We need
that,
one more
right?
person.
And then we can have that CRA council will be,
I've already suggested somebody to Bill.
Bill's been hearing lots of suggestions, so. But no,
Bill
because
loves-
I think that it'd be
yes.
great if we can go, so, Marcy, that other recommendation of yours to go ahead and put the industrial zone into the CRA would be a big plus as well, so.
Congratulations.
All right.
That's huge.
On to resolutions.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. This is the second reading to authorize Ohio Department of Transportation to proceed with the Columbia Connector Project, PID number 114496, County Route Section, Ham Columbia Connector, and to enter into contract.
So Johnny, this is the second one you
Yeah,
sent to us?
this is now what we're gonna do here is, I guess, we need a motion to amend, because this is the amended one that you have now, and the amendments that were made are,
And I think before you make a motion to amend it, let me tell you, Matt Aaron and I contacted the Ohio Department of Transportation, because the first one that they presented to us was a little skewered, and I know that Chris was very involved, as he always is, to help us get it straightened out. I talked with Scott Brown of ODOT. He said that what they sent us originally that we were working from was just a template. It wasn't really anything to do with what the project is. We are not committing any money financially to this thing at all right now. And Matt and I talked about it. We may at the future, but right here and now, we're not. We're just authorizing ODOT to work with Great Parks to go ahead and begin work on this path, okay? That's all we're doing. It's what they call a participation agreement, right? So this seems to more closely hit what we're really doing as opposed to the last one, right? Okay.
Should we just make it a first reading of this? I know it's not a rush.
What-
They don't need it till July next year.
Well, they-
That's what I wanted to add, is that looking back for a planned file date, we don't have to pass the legislation until July of 2025.
Oh.
So if you wanted to take more time, you could table it or go through 3 readings or whatnot. But I wanted to get it in front of you guys so we could have these kind of conversations.
well, we had the first reading on the first one.
On the idea
Now-
of it,
Now
yeah.
we're amending that.
Yeah, just amending the first resolution to more accurately describe what it is that the village is committing to, that's all.
So if we amend, then this is the second.
Would be the
reading.
second reading, yeah.
I think we can do it that. I mean,
And there's no harm in
So-
actually approving it at the next council meeting.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I think we all agree, I don't want
Right.
to speak for everyone, but I think that's a good deal. I know Matt is very high on it, and if Matt's high on it, I'm high on it.
May I,
It's a cooperation agreement, but is there any money down the line that we're gonna have to commit to?
is that
They,
TBD?
they say no. All the funding is supposed to come from Great Parks, you know?
Well, so the line that says the state shall assume and bear 100% of all costs of the improvement, is that what got amended?
No, that's essentially been the same. I think
Okay.
what people had questions about last time, there's a following sentence that talks about the LPA agrees to pay 100% of the cost of those features requested by the LPA that the ODOT doesn't deem to be necessary, which is fair, you know.
Well, sure. We want bells and whistles, that's on
It
us.
sounds like, yeah, because that's the sentence that's really been changed, is now it just says the Village of Mariemont should be responsible if we make a request to the, change this.
That we're going to be
Right.
responsible for that,
Yeah.
right. But right now, to answer Bob's question, we're not committing any funds at all. And if
I
they,
understand that. I was,
and here, if they run out of money, well, you know, a year and a half down the road, I'm sure they're going to come to us and ask us for some, and
But that would be a decision that would be made then.
at that point in time.
And we
That's
haven't
correct.
obligated ourselves to it.
That is exactly
either.
right.
okay, that's fine.
Okay, that's fair.
And ODOT's all on board with this. I know I've talked to them several times. They've been a little hard to get a hold of, but once
Yeah,
I did
10
speak
minutes,
with
yeah.
them, they're very, very easy to work with, I think.
Okay, so we need a motion and a second to amend.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air,
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, so this will then is the second reading.
This is the second reading right now, yeah.
Okay, this is the second reading to authorize contracting with Columbia Township to share expense to rehabilitate Grove Avenue.
Okay, that's the second reading, this is discussion, any discussion on that one?
When does work start again on Grove?
Yeah, I thought it was starting sooner.
We are, we'd all like to start it sooner, right? So because J.K. Muir both has the street work and the Mariemont Connector Path, they want to run those projects concurrently. So Grove will go with Pocahontas, which will go with Mariemont Connector. So once we award the connector project tonight, I can have another pre-construction meeting with them and get the two projects aligned, and then come back and tell you, we're starting on this
So
day.
there's no need, we don't have to pass this any faster than the next meeting, July 8th.
Correct,
So we're fine there from a timing standpoint.
exactly, because we haven't spent any money yet.
Right, right. Okay.
They were talking about getting the streets paved before, school started, was that,
That is the goal. That is the goal.
at the meeting, at the construction?
At the yeah, pre-con. Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll have the final reading next time.
Okay, this is the first reading to authorize the solicitation of bids for the Dogwood Park Centennial Rehabilitation.
All right, that's the first reading, we'll have the second reading. Council,
All right, this is the first reading to authorize the solicitation of wading pool reconstruction and to declare emergency.
Yeah, I'm sorry, can we go back real quick? So Randy, you don't need to pass this on an emergency basis? the
No, I
solicitation
think
bids?
it's probably gonna take Chris 3 weeks to prepare this bid package anyway, before it gets sent out. So,
I concur.
I've not communicated with Kaylee yet.
Okay.
These decisions that were in the committee report.
Oh, all right.
So I told her I would get with her tomorrow.
Okay.
We also have a conference call with Jordan with for the baseball fields. So there'll probably be some minor changes. So by the end of
Okay.
next week, we'll be ready to go.
So, but waiting until July 22nd.
No,
but-
No,
but-
I think it probably may take him that long to get all this
Okay,
together.
I just want to make sure that this,
Yep.
the timing lines up to say, okay, we can wait till July 22nd, because you said starting work in October, so this is, okay, got it. Sorry, thanks.
all right, you had the first reading, I need a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading.
So moved.
All right, Mr. Air,
Aye.
No, which one are you doing, this one here?
we're doing this one right here.
Did we,
Oh,
do we read what we're,
Yeah, Joni did, and then I interrupted, I was.
Oh, do we not, well, no,
I
that was.
already did the first
Yeah, that
reading.
was just the first reading. We're now moving on to the wading pool. Did you read that one or not?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, my God, we're all.
Yes, I
we're all
had,
out.
I
So
did,
just
that's what
combined
I was,
it.
yeah.
See,
I
you
did
had
the
to
first
interrupt.
reading.
Okay,
I
so,
did-
okay,
We need a
so-
motion
Here's a
second
waiting
to
pool.
suspend the rules.
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, now may we have the second reading, please?
Okay, to authorize the solicitation of wading pool reconstruction and to declare emergency.
All right, any discussion? We don't know what this is. Matt, do you have anything to say?
Nope.
Nope.
Good answer.
All right,
All right, may we have the third reading then?
to authorize the solicitation of wading pool reconstruction and to declare emergency.
All right, I need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, I need a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, we're good on that one.
Chris, when can you bang that one out? You have so much time on the other.
Give me a few days, will you?
Hey, I heard that. A few days. I heard that.
Okay, are you ready?
All right, accept
Okay.
the bid here.
This is the first reading to accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the Mariemont Connector Shared Use Trail
Thank you.
Project and to declare emergency.
All right, you've had the first reading. I need a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading, please.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
May we have the second reading, please?
To accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the Mariemont Connector Shared Use Trail Project and to declare emergency.
All right, just the discussion, any discussion? All clear? All
Good, good, good.
Good, good, good. All right, may we have the third reading, please?
To accept bid of J.K. Muir Corporation for the Mariemont Connector Shared Use Trail Project and to declare emergency.
All right, I need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause, please.
So moved.
Second.
Did Randy have it? Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Brown Knight. Dr.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Come on, keep up. Mr. Van Stone. Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. Good on that one. All right, we have one ordinance.
Okay, this is the third reading to amend ordinance number 0224 of the Mariemont Code of Ordinances to increase payment of employees.
All right, I know we all know what that is. I need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Van Stone.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. That concludes.
Wait. I'm kidding.
Yes. Just funning with me?
Yes.
I just, a
Go.
couple of updates. So the roof at Nolan has been repaired. It
When's
looks
the
great.
painting get started?
The 7th, week after the 4th.
All right.
And then if you've seen, they've done some of the work at Living Good.
Oh, yeah, I meant to update you on that. Yeah, he's pretty much completed all the work except for the one big stone that's in the front of the plaza area, the one that's badly broken.
Yep.
He's fearful of moving stones from the back. He went over to the stone center to acquire a new stone to replace that.
Right.
Something about the sizing, it may have to be in two pieces, but there would be a uniform joint through the middle, and I don't think you're gonna look bad. But the stone, according to him,
Yeah,
will
and he
match.
couldn't harvest the one from the back.
He's afraid to.
He's afraid it'll crack it.
Yeah, he's afraid of, right.
That's fair.
I mean,
I will tell you, if you've gone by, it looks great. It looks
Oh, no,
awesome.
all of it to this point looks really well, except for that one remaining stone.
So Randy, your legacy would be splitting the thing in the.
With the
Oh, I
sword,
moved
with
it
the
too
sword.
far.
No,
Crack.
and your body's gonna be where?
Did he? so
All right,
we
is
have to
that
pay-
it? We're adjourned.
Sounds